It's FYF Sports, man. It's Lamont. We are back with another video. Just giving you guys a quick injury update for tonight's game. Tonight's game between the Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers in Los Angeles tonight. And we have to give an injury update because, again, these two players are extremely vital to this series because we're looking at a Clipper team who are they're trying to make a comeback from being down 3-1. They just won a crazy game in Phoenix where they really controlled that game from start to finish. That team, especially with Pat Beverly and his defense, Paul George, big time performance. Coming back to LA. We know the Phoenix Suns are going to be coming into LA looking for revenge. It's extremely hard to beat this Phoenix Suns team 2 games in a row, and the Clippers are looking to try to do it 3 games in a row. They have no room or no margin for error. Lose one game and their season is done, so they have to come out tonight with all guns blazing. And everyone was wondering, will Kawhi Leonard play? And to make matters worse, they also are missing their starting center, Ivica Zubac, who's also out dealing with a hyperextension to his knee. But let's go ahead and get to the injury report, update you guys on what's going on with the Clippers in tonight's game. All right, as expected, Kawhi Leonard remains out for the Los Angeles Clippers in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals against the Phoenix Suns. Fortunately, they could have Ivica Zubac back for this contest, although he remains questionable. Leonard has been ruled out, while Zubac has been labeled as questionable for Wednesday's showdown. Kawhi is still dealing with the knee sprain he suffered in the second round against the Utah Jazz, while Zubac missed Game 5 due to a right MCL sprain. Even in Kawhi Leonard's absence, the Clippers continue to fight and stay alive in the Western Conference Finals. They went down 3-1 to the Suns, and when their championship hopes seem to be fading, Paul George stepped up big time to get them rolling again. PG exploded for 41 points, 13 rebounds in their 116-102 win in Game 5 on Wednesday, cutting the deficit to 3-2 with a chance to tie things up at home. Ivica Zubac missed the first game of the season in 21 playoffs, his last time out, but Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris filled in, playing nicely. The Clippers will be hoping he is able to play Game 6 though, especially since they will need his size to prevent Ayton from dominating the paint area as he did Games 1 through 4. The Clippers are still in a peculiar situation, and they need every help, any help that they can get on the court. But if there's anything they have proven so far this season, it's that they're not backing down no matter what the situation is for them. All right, and that's the injury update for the Los Angeles Clippers tonight. It looks like, again, even though they're playing at home, they still have a tall task ahead of them. This Phoenix Suns team is not a team to be played with, especially with a coach like Monty Williams. Coach Monty Williams has been extremely good at making game-to-game adjustments that the Clippers have struggled to figure out. And I think he's going to come. He potentially may come with a different lineup. Look for players to come off that bench. As I've been told, he may look to each one a little bit more for scoring. Just look for players off that bench to really give the Clippers a different look as the Suns look to end things in Los Angeles tonight. But we'll be going live. We will be going live for this game tonight here on FYF Sports. Make sure you tune in about 15 minutes before tip-off. All right, we'll have the scoreboard up and running. We'll be doing some play-by-play. We'll also be doing our live debate. So we'll be talking about this game. We'll be talking about the Bucks series. We'll be talking about other NBA topics as they arise. You guys can come into the live panel if you have topics that you want to discuss, or if you have things on your mind, something that you saw in a previous video that you want to bring up, you want to bring to the forefront for the panel. Make sure you go ahead, and that's your opportunity to do so. So we'll be going live tonight at about 5:45 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you tune in. These live streams have been crazy. I mean, in the live streams, I would say have been getting around 20 to 30,000 views. The new viewership is crazy. I'm seeing new subscribers from Japan, the Philippines, the UK, Australia, Canada. So, I mean, it's a wide array of basketball opinions. But the best thing about it, it's good, clean basketball talks. Nothing gets too out of hand. And so FYF Sports is the place you want to be. for tonight's game. But there you have it right there, the injury report. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? We just saw the injury with Giannis. We see what Kawhi Leonard's dealing with. We see Zubac go down. We can go across and look at almost all the playoff teams, and injuries have played a part in either their ability to win or lose. With the Utah Jazz, it played a role. Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry injuries played a role. Even with the Memphis Grizzlies, who were in the playoff game, injuries played a role in that team's success this year. I mean, you go down the line, every team is dealing with some type of injury to a star. The Bucks, it was DiVincenzo. Now it's Giannis added to that list. Pacers obviously had injury concerns all year. We can go down every team. Let's talk about that tonight in tonight's live stream. These injuries are starting to get out of hand. What can the NBA do? What can the NBA do to make sure that this isn't a problem going into next season? And that's the primary question, because the NBA ultimately is going to have to figure this out. They're going to have to navigate this, but not just navigate it. They need to create a solution that's going to have long-lasting effects, because even when these players come back from injury, all right, what is the risk for injury to the stars that are remaining? Will they drop with injury? So again, the potential for injuries still exists. Just letting these guys come back and heal up isn't going to solve the problem. When are these guys going to get sustainable time away from the game to allow their bodies to recover so they can come back fully charged and ready to go for a full NBA season without the fear of all of these knick-knack injuries? Because we're seeing a lot of injury, like wear and tear injuries. Well, I know Giannis Antetokounmpo's injury was more of a freak accident. Even the same thing with Trae Young, as he stepped on the referee's foot. All right, but when you look at Anthony Davis's injury with the growing pull, when you look at Chris Paul's injury with the shoulder issue, when you look at Donovan Mitchell and that ankle recovery, when you look at Joel Embiid, who was dealing with the meniscus issue in his knee all season, a lot of these players are dealing with injuries that are injuries due to wear and tear on their bodies and just not having enough time to recover. What can the NBA do to make sure that this is not a problem going forward in the future? So I know we have a lot to talk about in tonight's live stream. If you're watching on Newsbreak, make sure you head over to FYF Sports on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join the live NBA talks. We have a lot to talk about. We love to hear from new viewers. The link to join the live panel, I know some of you guys always asking me, how do I join the live panel? You have to come to the live chat. You can watch our live stream on Facebook. You can watch our live stream on Twitch, or you can watch it on YouTube. Wherever you watch it, the link to the StreamYard will be in the chat. All you have to do is click that link. It'll take you to StreamYard. You'll be put in the backstage, and you just simply have to wait so that I can put you on the live panel, and we can discuss any topic, NBA, basketball, sports related, that's going on out there. So the topics for tonight, we really want to talk about this Chauncey Billups situation. Really want to talk about these injuries. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard's out once again, and just the backstory behind him being out. Not just being out, but he's not even sitting on the bench with his team. We saw Trae Young injured, sitting down on the bench with his team. But Kawhi Leonard, unlike all the other injured stars, he's in the box away from the team and his family. Now you have Ty Lue and his teammates covering for him to a certain degree, saying, look, he's still in communication with the team. He comes down at halftime and talks to us. But, just the look, the perception that it gives when you see Kawhi up in the box, not cheering his team along, doesn't look like he has inkling of happiness when his team succeeds. How does that look to fans? And is that alone creating some of these narratives that he doesn't want to be in a Clipper uniform going into next season when we know he could be a free agent? So we got a lot to cover, a lot to talk about in tonight's live stream. Can't wait to get it going. If you are a musician, I want to tell you guys this as well. If you are a musician and you want to promote your music, make sure you email us at business@fyfsports.com. Send us an email. All right, we'll get that music to us so we can add it to the scoreboard. Make sure it's clean, at least PG-13. We can't have too explicit of lyrics on the channel, but we would love to promote your music. Depending on if it's a full album or a few songs, there is a fee that's associated with it, but we try to keep costs fairly low when it comes to those types promotion. So again, make sure you tune in to FYF Sports tonight. We'll be back with more sports news and videos later, but until then, it's FYF Sports.